Police asked us to share the picture of one of their detectives that has recently gone missing. His name is Lei Wulong, and if you see him, please report the sighting to the police. They miss him dearly. Gentlemen, I have some terrible news. There has been an important person missing from our favorite game for quite some time. His name is Lei Wulong. He was last seen entering the 7th Iron Fist tournament, late in its life cycle. So many of you might have missed him even being there. Especially since he looked nothing like himself. Silence! Don't judge. Life is hard for the officers of the law. This is one of our top detectives, and finding him needs to be our #1 priority, as he helped a lot of our citizens have a decent story while being a bit of a comic relief himself. Without him, everything will fall apart. And that already started to happen. We have less than 10 minutes to complete this briefing, so it's best that we get started. I suspect that Detective Wulong's disappearance might have something to do with the King of the Iron Fist tournament. He first appeared there in the hopes of interrogating the head of the Mishima Zaibatsu at the time, Kazuya Mishima. Detective Wulong had a hot lead and believed Mishima could be linked with the Syndicate Mafia. Kazuya was so powerful and hard to get to that even police had to join his tournaments, simply to talk to him. Ridiculous if you ask me, but I think that Lei's motivation was also linked to the tragic death of his partner, as he wanted to find the person responsible. Detective Wulong discovered the person that was involved in the accident, Bruce Irvin. After defeating Bruce, Lei learned that Bruce wasn't to blame. His partner had actually died saving Bruce from a contract killer. Lei solved the case and went back to his job, not even getting to interrogate Kazuya. I would say that he at least deserved the interview, but he got interrupted by Heihachi. Given that you're all still keenly listening, I suggest that you're interested. I do this sort of thing outside of work hours as well, so make sure to subscribe, and a like wouldn't hurt either. We are running out of time. Right. Sorry. Given that Detective Wulong loves his work, this was just a warm-up for him. Over the next 19 years, he rose through the ranks, solving multiple cases and earning a reputation as a super cop. He was working on his latest case involving disappearing martial artists when he received a mysterious call from Heihachi Mishima inviting Lei to the tournament. We are not yet sure why that call happened, but Lei joined the tournament anyway. During the downtime between the 2nd and 3rd tournaments, Detective Wulong was investigating Brian Fury, who is a dirty cop involved in the illegal white powder dealings in Hong Kong. Lei and Brian were involved in the shootout, and Lei possibly ended Brian's life there, only for Brian to return as a cyborg in the tournament. Brian's potential revenge makes him a suspect in Lei's disappearance. Fortunately, the two didn't meet during the tournament, and Lei's current case practically solved itself with the reveal of Ogre. With Ogre gone, it was back to regular work. Solving a big Ogre case wasn't enough for Detective Wulong, and he dug himself in even more work. This is unprofessional of me. As a police captain, I shouldn't talk about the detective's personal life. But Detective Wulong got himself in so much work that he got dumped by his girlfriend, and she replaced him with his subordinate. Ouch. On top of that, he messed up a secret operation on the crime syndicate, and cost us 2 years of work. Detective Wulong was in a dark state. As his colleague, it was really painful to watch him. Lei, are you okay? Thankfully, he snapped out of it after a tip about an assassin targeting boxer Steve Fox. Lei joined the tournament, captured several syndicate members, and redeemed his glory. We loved having him back. I really liked Lei because he was funny without being a dumbass. Sure, we were laughing at him, not with him, but we weren't supposed to laugh at him simply because he's an idiot. Unfortunately, he didn't capture the main assassin Nina Williams, but she was less important. Also, he introduced me to Steve Fox, and it's always cool to meet famous people. Later that day, he helped Steve find out about his origin. by sneaking into Mishima Zaibatsu illegally. But you didn't hear that from me. As far as I know, Lei has never done anything illegal. Detective Wulong now started helping more people than ever before, especially ones taking part in the 5th tournament. And I didn't see him much, as he was always working. Detective Wulong also helped Asuka Kazama in investigating a dojo-destroying serial attacker Feng Wei. Lei's role shifted here. He is now more of a helper for others than a main character in his own story. But without him, characters like Steve and Asuka wouldn't have moved forward. Even in his own story, he ends up helping Wang get the scroll back. But you could see that the writers didn't really know what to do with his own story anymore. He's just stuck as a helper. He always has a lot of relationships with other characters since he is a cop, but rarely is he actually important for said characters. He just comes up, drops some crucial information and disappears. Captain, this is supposed to be a briefing, right? Right. Sorry. I got distracted again. Detective Wulong was capturing Feng and failed to do so. This isn't a YouTube video about him at all. Just my briefing session, but I can't add Feng to the suspect list. He would run away from police, not try to engage with them, so he can't be a suspect. Let's move on. We all know what happened after Jinpachi's death. That psycho Jin started a world war. Detective Wulong was the police officer who came closest to the main leaders of the world war, Kazuya and Jin. He did investigations on both, hoping to capture at least one of them, and end the war that way. G-Corp got mad that he was stuffing his nose where it didn't belong, so they tried to eliminate him. And not just from the tournament. Luckily, Lars and Alisa saved Lei from that fate. I think that it's time to add Kazuya Mishima to the list of potential suspects, everyone, since he was head of G-Corp at the time. Detective Wulong was starting to lose his touch now. Jin ended it all and disappeared from our radars for some time. Lei was discouraged by another failure of his, so he slowly started to do less and less. You could now see Detective Wulong hanging around our offices more and more, and in less than a year's time, he turned from this to this. I barely recognized him after coming back from my vacation. Unfortunately, he took a leave of absence, and that was the last time I've seen him. I heard that he did join the next tournament, but he became so lazy that he was late to that as well. In fact, about 3 years late in an alternate timeline. Even worse, he was so out of touch with reality now that he didn't want to do anything with police work or justice. He just wanted to meet his new idol, Lucky Chloe. I must remain professional, but I can't. What the fuck happened to this guy? He was awesome, funny, obviously smart, and a workaholic. Why is he into Lucky Chloe now? He's nearly 50 and obsessed with that? This is crazy. He used to be so cool, but I can't even defend this. That was the last I heard of Lei. He hasn't been seen or heard of in this tournament, and I think that I might have cracked the mystery of his disappearance. He's probably in a mental institution, watching Lucky Chloe clips the entire day, so we can scrap all of these theories about his disappearance and all suspects are cleared. What probably happened is that no one wanted to hang out with the guy. They would rather pick traditional guys to hang out with, such as Paul, Jin and Kazuya, than our poor Lei. So that's what brought him to madness and Lucky Chloe obsession, leading to him not appearing in this tournament. I mean, the signs were there, the fighting stances, and the crazy sounds he produced during fights. Those aren't really things that a sane person would do. But it wasn't entirely obvious. Until the Lucky Chloe situation. That's where everything made sense. But in any case, Detective Wulong probably will come back soon. I just hope that he changes back to his old self, as he shouldn't be a loser. The game just isn't the same without him, no matter how frustrating of an opponent he is sometimes. I just hope that he isn't actually in the mental institution, It would be more comforting to learn that he was undercover or something similar to that. Squad, I'm sorry for wasting your time with this supposed mystery. If you want to add anything more, there is a comment board, so please do that. Don't hesitate. And thank you for being here. You are now dismissed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah!
Damn, maybe Lei wasn't so crazy.